Hello everybody, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing 4 spin fishing character. I know today I thought about going to do the New Year's Eve fair gifts at Mosquito, or at least talked about that at the end of last episode. However, I'm a bit burnt out on that between trying to get that on my Steam account and the float account I've got right now. So I'm going to go ahead and spin fish for another couple days here, get the New Year's Fair account or gifts done on those other accounts, and then come back and do it on this account here in a couple days. I've pulled in probably 500 fish over the past 2 days trying to finish that out on the other two accounts. So just not in the mood to grind through another 300 fish on this account as well today. And I haven't even finished it on either of those accounts. So today I did do a little... I'd let go. I did do a little bit of investigation before I got started today on what it's going to cost me to upgrade to what I want and repair everything that I've got out there. I did have to swap. You probably saw it as I was getting started. I did swap the Lacertes out. The one I had a 23% worn friction brake, so it was basically done. This one, I can't turn the friction brake all the way up right now because the line's too worn. So I also kind of included prices to replace lines as well too, and everything. To do everything, repair the Lacerti that was on this one, repair the Mosquito that's over on one, buy a new line for both rods, and buy the new HSV, the new rod, the new line. It's about $47.50 plus any travel costs. To buy just the new equipment, it's about $4,400. So at the end of today, we should be able to afford the new, or we'll be close to being able to afford the new setup. Not convinced if I'm going to go get it right away or not. We'll have to see, just because of how worn Rod 1 is right now. I'm not sure how successful it would be over at Mosquito without repair, or sorry, over at Volkov without repairing it. So plus I'd like to buy at least one or maybe two lures that have been working well at Volkov. So we'll kind of play it by ear as far as what I'm going to do there at the end of today. Probably will depend a little bit on when I go decide to do the New Year's gifts as well too, because my thought is I will drop the reels off for repair while doing that event. But until then, let's make some silver and be able to upgrade our stuff. Again, getting the HSV will set us up very well, especially at level 21. It only unlocks at level 20, so we're not too far ahead of the unlock range. And it will set us up for the future very, very well. More than likely, we will be buying a second one. And maybe even a third. Today's the first day it's been above freezing since the snowstorm and cold before Christmas. So just got back from a 3.5 mile dog walk, or sorry, 3/4 mile dog walk, not 3.5 mile. Brain's not working. So I've got the day off. That 4-letter word, I haven't had to use the brain until now. Probably need to put a clip back on Rod 1. I'm casting it a little further than I would like to. I just realized that. I had to take the reel off the rod to check how much it was going to cost to repair it. And in doing so, that removes the clip that was already on it, and forgot to put that back on. So we are at about 4,200, a little bit under 4,200. We were at 4,200 before I came back to quarry. and getting the HSV. I mean, 2 HSVs would probably open up 300 to 400 silver an hour at Volkov. So we got a bit to go before we'll be there. I am going to go ahead and reel this all the way in and reset it with a clip, just because that's way past where I want it to be. And since it's nighttime, now's the time to do it. So put a 17 on it. Mosquito will be interesting for Volkov. It's a bit undersized. Honestly, it's a bit undersized for here too, but it's a bit undersized, so it may lead to some fun fights. Just depends on what we hook into, what I put on it. The four-legged thing is very happy he got to go on a full dog walk today. First time we've been able to take our typical route without him having frozen paws. There's still quite a bit of snow on the ground. Streets are a little bit clear. That's why I felt comfortable going for the longer walk. But there's still snow on all the front yards, that type of stuff. So Bill came home with wet paws because of that. And I didn't put on my good boots, and I found out I've got a hole in the bottom of this pair of shoes I have on. Because all of a sudden very cold water was in my boot. So we're actually supposed to get into the 50s here in a couple days. Should be pretty nice. It should melt off. Possible some rain. Did I forget to lock rod too? Did it just get a nibble? It just got a nibble. Using an HSV actually even is possible at Archie and other locations as well too. So we'll be on that rod and reel for a good while. I'm probably going to get the Model 1 Serum 88 Mike Hotel for my next rod. It's 1275. I believe it has a 10-meter test, which is a little bit light for some of the lures we're using, but if we're going to be in a boat, that's not that big of a deal. It's a 10-meter minimum. I think it's 10 to 40, 10 to 35, and it's got a 25 kilogram max load. I've thought about the Super Duties as well. They're a little bit cheaper, but also don't quite have the same capacity. I could get the extra heavy one that does have it, but it also has I think it's a 15 gram, 12 to 25. Got a 25 to 100 gram test, which is just not what I'm really looking for. It's more of a jigging rig than a trolling rig. I've got a warm armrest right now and trying to get comfortable. may start going over to the other side of the lake. It is obviously middle of the night, so not the best time to be fishing. I did go and buy a 3-day boat ticket, so I do have, 2.5 days of doing this. If we need it, which to get to 4,700 we probably would. But we'll make some silver when we're doing the event, although we may have to spend some money or send rods from my float account over here, since I don't really have float rods on this account. We've got the starter free rod and we can get a bamboo stick, but those are a little bit small for some of the gifts. And for 150 we can get a walrus stick, so I'll probably get at least one walrus stick. Main thing I want the gifts for is I have gotten a full set of the funky minnow lures on my Steam account as part of it, so that would be nice. It's possible to get very big reels for free. My Steam account got 7 days of premium for free, which would be nice. There's a good chance I will buy the cheap premium, the 3-day premium, since it's on sale. And there are 2 gift bags that only come on premium. Just remembered I forgot to plug in one of my phones, and it, right before I got started here, gave me the low battery sound, so getting that plugged in. You might hear that's the wrong cord. Can't remember if it actually does the sound when I plug it in here, but it's possible you'll hear the Windows you plug the new device in sound. You did. And multiple pop-ups for me that you all don't see. Good old Windows going, hey, you want to back this up? Hey, what do you want to do when you plug in a phone? Nothing. Not been the best day so far. Been the best day at all. Let's bring this in, toss the nighttime Aquila out, see if we get anything. It's because this is not what I was hoping for. Again, it's nighttime. I expect it to be slow. I know that. But when I say the nighttime Aquila, if you didn't catch it, that's the Aquila 4G006. And it got something, at least. Granted, the sun's starting to come up too, but... Marker Vindy. Wasn't a lot of good stuff in the cafe either today. I'm a bit tempted to just do spinners on both rods and just go for a lot of fish. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's have some fun. Dual Aquilas all day. For the rest of the day. Well, second time it's let go. It was a good fish too. Looks like a decent perch. Maybe. Just barely a marker. I didn't get quite as far over as I thought I had. It is Tuesday afternoon, so weekly records are starting to calm down a little bit. So far, since they disabled all chat functions from Mosquito, servers seem to have been pretty reasonable. I haven't had problems. It's just weird to be able to read chat and not reply. On my Steam account, I'm in a chat room with some folks I've fished with for off and on for years here. And I can see the messages they send, the fish they catch, that type of thing, but they can't see anything I do. And we have a habit of, if people lose fish, there's a message we send. So it was evidently 3 or 4 of us fishing at Mosquito. Someone missed a fish got away, and at least 3 of us sent a direct message to that person because we couldn't chat. Looks like a small Arctic here. You know what? I just realized I forgot to include leader costs in the $47.50 price. It's actually a little bit higher. Part of why I wanted to make that cost spreadsheet a little bit early. Something I've got in the background where I can add on to it and get a better idea of that. But I'm going to go take a note of that before I forget. Well, this is a good problem to have. See if we can pull this fish in real quick. Or we just drag rod too. And try and wear that fish out a little bit. Decent laker there. Come on, fishy fish. Be a decent one. Decent Arctic chart, looks like. Yep, marker Arctic. Dang it. Set the hook and everything. That's frustrating. That's one of those cases you do everything right and the fish still gets off. Couple marker perches there. Nothing spectacular. Maybe a marker Vendy. Better than I thought it was going to be. I did not expect that one to be over 100 grams. Decent grayling here. Bringing some good silver. There was an 800 gram grayling off order. I don't know when it expired though. Fish. Small laker, it looks like. Yep. Still a very cold day. I just realized it's 6 degrees out there in game. Nice Findus. Another good Vindy. My armrest is now using me as a pillow. Small grayling? Bigger than I thought. Now we're getting the Venduses, which I would expect using spinners. We were way behind on the fish per minute, and this fish will catch us up. So 32 minutes in, we got 31 fish. Okay quality. I mean, it's been a lot of the smaller fish, smaller style of fish, so good number of markers. But I don't think we made a whole lot of silver. The Venduses can be weird for when they're worth it and when they're not. Small laker. Another smaller style fish. That's a big Vendus. 298 gram, not bad. Just dragging a little bit weird. Wasn't sure if it was actually hooked on something. It's not. Another Vendus. Not quite a marker that time though. I muted. Went to sneeze and forgot to unmute. Still hanging here at a fish a minute, unfortunately. Would love to be higher, but not quite there. A little bit surprised since we're using spinners. I would expect to be higher, but it was a bit of a slow night. We were way behind before we even switched to spinners. Small, nice perch. Hello, that's a good sound. And it's on my big rod, but I did turn the friction brake way down. Since I've been going for smaller fish. This is one of those let's make as much silver as we can without doing or trying to limit the amount of wear and tear on our equipment type of days. It's a 7. Nice 7. 1.32. Small perch, not even worth looking at. Decent Vindus. Not quite as good as I thought it was, actually. Had a bit of a broken sleep, in and out of sleep all night, and a little bit tired today. The four-legged thing agrees. He's snoring happily on my arm. Small marker Vindy. Small fish. A good perch. 479 gram. Rip this fish in real quick. Small non-marker laker. Come on, fishy fish. Get in my boat. You know you want to. Looks like a decent laker. Not amazing, not horrible. Was at least a marker. Another perch. A little under 45 minutes in. 46 fish, not horrible. A lot of markers, but a lot of small markers. Even for their species, so be interested to see how much silver we made today. That's a decent perch, I think. Another perch. Small Arctic on that rod. Rod 2's got something decent on it here, though. That's another good name. Oh, fishy fish. Still chasing this fish. Sad part is I'm not entirely sure this is an amazing fish. I think it just jumped. I barely saw it. That was a little bit better than I thought. 3149 Laker. So 50, basically 52 minutes in, 54 fish. Happy with that. I don't think it's an amazing day, but I think it'll be a reasonable one. 120 to 150 silver. Still definitely want to finish our happy hour up. Tiny Arctic. Copycat 80 is on the Telestate Greywings. Wow. I think he set the entire region weekly records twice now. Big Vindy. Not as big as I thought. Another marker Vendus. On marker Vindy. Nice Arctic here. Guarantees a sufficient minute. Small perch. A good Arctic. 2.2 kilo Arctic. Almost forgot to lock rod one there. Crappy non-marker perch. Crappy non-marker perch again. Crappy non-marker perch again. Non-marker Laker. Got less than 10 seconds. I'm just gonna wrap it up. There's the end of happy hour. $66 fish in that happy hour, not bad. Again, a lot of small ones, but I was kind of aiming for the smaller species anyway. So let's see if we got anything for the cafe. Crucians, burbot, gibble, common, white bream. There is the 800-gram grayling. We did get one of those. So there's 31 silver. Did not get 8 big old perch. No white bream, no big old graylings, no big old rainbows. So 31 silver there. I'm going to say we still have 100. I'm going to say 120 in the fish market. I'm expecting to be disappointed, and I am. Only 85. The Arctic char was 12 for the markers. The small marker grayling was 3. Lake trout was nothing impressive by the looks of it. 10 for the 3 kilo one. Perch, yeah, nothing major there. 7 was 6 silver. The Vindus wasn't horrible. We only had 2 non-markers. So either way, another 81 silver, so 111 silver. We're up to 4,300. So not a horrible day, not the best day either. But appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye now.